pineapple is cut too soon before it's even ripe. Before you even think about cutting your pineapple, make sure it's heavy, it's dense, and it's sweet. See, this one is so ripe that it's falling off like the crown is falling off. Um, so the first step that we want to do is twist off the crown. Let's get this crown off. You can wear gloves if you want. This one is very juicy, I can tell. And then you want a sharp knife because you're going to have to do a lot of cutting. So I like to cut it down the center first. I think this pineapple's overripe. Yes, it is so, oh my God. See how bright that is? See how bright and yellow and juicy? That means it's super sweet, okay? Super sweet pineapple. After I cut it in half, I remove the tips. This makes it a lot easier to get the skin off. Put that to the side. This pineapple smells amazing. And put that one, hello. Put that one to the side as well. And then we want to make like, let me just grab my gloves. Because we want to make a cut on the skin. This is if you're doing it with a knife. If you have like a pineapple slicer, that's cool, because those work too. But I prefer to just cut it like this sometimes. So you want to make a slice through the skin, right? Not too deep. It doesn't have to be too deep. And once you get a slice, like that, then you want to take your knife and start carving around the circumference of the pineapple. But be careful to watch for the, watch that you're not cutting too much of the flesh out. And also make sure you're not leaving any of these spiky things, because those irritate your tongue. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. So take it off, cut them out. It's worth the little extra step, especially if you're serving these to other people. So we got a nice juicy one, but there's still a little bit more. I don't like them. So I take them out. Hi, everybody. These are pineapples that we're cutting. Well, it's a pineapple. I'm showing you guys how to cut a pineapple, a fresh pineapple. So you don't have to buy the canned ones. The canned ones are not as healthy. And a fresh pineapple that's ripe like this one is so much better than the one in the can. And it's going to taste super duper 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 sweet. That's how I like my fruit. I like my fruit really sweet. So, oh, I forgot to say it. So I'm cutting around the core. So we have a core in the center of the pineapple. You don't want to serve that, and nor do you want to eat it. Sometimes it's actually sweet, and I nibble on it because it has juice in it, but it's not something I would serve. So you cut around it like so, like I just did. And you can always, for the most part, tell the core because it's darker. So I cut around it as closely as I can without actually getting any of it inside. So this is the half core. If you want to see whether or not it's juicy, just put it in your mouth and bite it. I mean, it's probably juicy. It's probably disgusting. It depends on like how ripe your pineapple is, honestly. So there goes my Dora. Hey, you love mangoes? I love mangoes. So now when you have your pineapple, you're going to have 4 pieces if you cut it the way I just explained. You're going to have 4 pieces, right? And from there, you can slice it how you want. Me, sometimes I go in and I slice it like this. Sometimes I go in and I slice it like that. And then again, a few more times to cube it. Depends on what I'm feeling like that day, or what I'm making, or what I'm, serving. And We just keep slicing it and slicing it. And the cool part is you get to practice your pineapple cutting skills with 2 halves every single time you cut it like this, so you'll become a pro. Okay, this is the other half. We've already removed the top, the cap, or the bottom, whatever part this was. And we do a cut, a slice, like so. And then you just want to do the same thing you did to the first part. You take your knife and you just cut around and around and around. Lately, we've been putting these in my homemade lemonade. So good, like literally so good. We put fresh mangoes in it. I use oranges and like limes and stuff to make the lemonade. If you guys want to see me make my lemonade, just let me know. Also, I want to hear what you guys want to see me make because I got a lot of stuff to make. So I just want to. I'm going to the grocery store today so I could get some stuff, pick up some things, but I don't know yet what I'm gonna make. So if y'all have ideas, let me know. So this one, I had to cut off some of the little spikes, and we gotta cut them all off because those are not coming. Those gotta go. Every time I like accidentally get one of those in my mouth, it irritates my tongue. Yeah. So we don't want that. This is so pretty, and I know it's so good and juicy. So it's not that intimidating, like cutting a real pineapple. I personally used to be really intimidated by it because I'm like, that thing looks scary and spiky. And sometimes it is. Just use gloves if you want to be on the safe side. So that's what we have. We're going to make a cut here, a cut here, and then we're going to cut there. And we'll be left with a core. Again, this is a reminder. Don't cut your pineapple unless if it's green or like unless it's yellow. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. You will regret it because it's not going to be ready. Another tip for your pineapple, sometimes depending on the climate of where you live, like when I used to live in the Northeast, a lot of the times the pineapple would be sweet on the bottom and not the top, and I didn't understand why. And then I learned that when your pineapple is on your counter ripening or on your table or wherever you keep it, turn it upside down because it helps the sugars to distribute more evenly. I don't know how you're going to turn it upside down, but get creative. And that will help for the sugars to distribute so that you won't have a pineapple that's like sweet on the bottom and not on the top. It does work. But I don't have to do that anymore, thankfully, because I live in a very, very warm climate, so it just doesn't happen, you know. So yeah, I could tell this is the core because it's so much different than this part. You can see how bright and like firm and different texture it is. And of course, we're gonna try it out and see how it tastes because it's a pineapple. And I'm going to show you how much pineapple we got out of just one pineapple. Most of the times when I buy pineapples or when we pick pineapples up, they're not like, we don't just get one. We usually get at least 2. Because I'll cut it and I'll be eating it and I'm cutting it and I'm eating it. And it's like, oh my God, I can't stop. It's so good. So this is how much we have. This is a lot. So let's go ahead and taste it. What I also noticed about pineapples is that you could tell which pieces are sweeter based on the color. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. Like for instance, this piece right here, I could tell this is like the side of the core, right? Versus this piece that is really just fleshy and soft. It's maddening how sweet that is. And how good. It's so juicy. The fact that I heard it crunch when I cut it lets me know that it's going to be hard on this side. I can even hear it. It like knocks. I got to cut some more of the core out of it. Cut too close. Well, it's still edible. But that part was super sweet, just not as sweet. Yes, the color tells you which part is sweeter. Which one do you guys think is sweeter? This one over here, the square one, or the rectangle one? And then we'll test it to see. How many say the square one? How many say the rectangle? Just a little hint. One was sweeter than the other. One was more sweet. The rectangle or the square? And let's do this last piece. Okay, so if you guessed rectangle, then you're right, because the rectangular one was more sweet. When you put these in the fridge, they actually get more sweet. And I don't mean that refrigeration makes pineapples more sweet. I just mean that time makes them more sweet. So like, even if you sit them out, which wouldn't be a good idea because you don't want to leave cut strawberries at room temperature because they'll eventually spoil, and they'll spoil fast. But when you do put them in the fridge and they sit there, they continue to ripen and they become more sweet. Yeah, so pineapple is one of those fruits, and just in case you were curious, that even after you cut it, it still continues to ripen. But if you cut it too soon, no matter how long you leave it there, it's not going to get as sweet as it would as when you cut it and it's already ripe. So we have the skin right here. I've actually heard that some people in some countries, certain cultures, use the skin to make juice. I've never had pineapple skin juice. I don't know if I want it. But it's definitely interesting. Now, all these little scraps, all these little pieces that I cut off because they had the little spiky things in it, you could toss it, but it's not necessarily absolutely garbage. If you have a juicer and you want to just like get some extra juice out of it, you could totally pass it through your juicer and get some valuable juice out of it. And you could use the remains as compost to fertilize your soil. Sometimes I'll take my fruit scraps and throw them at the base of my coconut tree so that as it's returning back to earth, it can fertilize and provide nutrients for my coconuts or my mango tree or whatever. What about these two little things, the top and bottoms? Well, I don't know. Let's see. I usually just toss them. But if we cut them down, what happens? First of all, it's kind of like leather. When they get ripe like this, it becomes leathery. and you got to use your muscles to cut it. But look, there's still more flesh. So I'm going to tell you right now whether or not it's good flesh, or if we should be eating it, or if we should toss it. Okay, we're dissecting the pineapple. We are dissecting this pineapple right here. What? Okay, so that's like the base. That's like the candy of the pineapple, apparently. It's the sweetest. Definitely a save. I was going to throw it away, but I'm not. Now I know better. Now I know better. Let me see if I could go deeper. Oh, wow. That's really good. Okay, so you could get even more if you don't forget to cut the juice, the flesh out of the base. Okay? You'll get even more pineapple. So yeah, pineapples are really delicious. It's my absolute favorite fruit. Okay, next to mango. Pineapples are it for me. They do it for me. I love them so much. I like them juiced. I like them in food. I like them in so many different like things, like in my drinks. I like pineapple smoothies, and I also sometimes, like, if I eat something that I know for a fact is on the heavier side, I'll have a pineapple, because pineapples have bromelain in it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's B-R-O-M, maline. And that is what makes your tongue itch sometimes or irritate it, but it's also good for breaking down the fibers of certain meats. So that's why pineapple also makes a good marinade and a good tenderizer for your meats. Okay? Along with many other fruits, pineapple is that one. Okay? And pineapple is a girl, so pineapple is that girl. Okay? Apples are good. Mangoes are good. I love other fruits a lot, but love me some pineapple, especially with some melted dark chocolate, because the melted dark chocolate is like not sweet, but it gives you that chocolate, and then you have like the pineapple, which is really sweet, so it just goes together so well, and it just tastes so good. And if you do it where it's like you dip it and then you put it in the fridge, then you'll have like some special candy. Okay, so that's my little tip. So that's how you would cut up. And of course you can make it smaller. You know what I'm saying? You can make it smaller. You can put it to the size you want. Pineapples are amazing. And I'm just doing this video to remind you guys to stay away from the canned pineapple. Always go for fresh pineapples when you can. They're better for you. They're delicious. And they do amazing things for your body. So go for it. And if you want to plant it, I have never planted a pineapple, but I saw a video where you can cut the top off and start to germinate. It will start to germinate roots, and you can kind of grow one from the tops, which is so cool. Pineapples grow in the ground too. Something I noticed when I went to this museum. Forgot the name of it. The Botanical Garden of Washington, D.C. And they had pineapples. And I was like, what's that growing off the ground like that? It was pineapples. I was like, oh, never seen a pineapple grow. I always just bought them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's it. If I could make a pineapple pie, I would, because they're so good. But yes, that's how you cut up a pineapple. This one was so, so sweet. Oh my God. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you get you some pineapples and you let them ripen and don't cut them until they're yellow. How you let the pineapples ripen, I'm trying to think of like any questions that I may get. You just sit them on the counter. You sit them on the counter for a few days. Sometimes you might need a week, depending on how young your pineapple is or how green it is. And you can smell it when it starts to get sweet. You can literally smell it because it starts smelling different. Like you can smell it. The sugar is starting to turn. And, oh, I have some chocolate sauce right here. Let's give it. Oh, let's give this a try. This is about to be epic. Okay. This is some Nutella chocolate sauce. Nutella's too sweet, but the chocolate sauce was diluted. So it's not like, it's not how I would make it, but let's go for it. I don't know why pineapples and chocolate go so well together. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. All right, we're going to put that down. That is amazing. Got a little heart part. In there. So yes. Now all of this can go bye-bye. We did our big one. Amazing. And hope you enjoyed. It does leave a mess, but it's so worth it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video, also give it a thumbs up. If you liked it and you enjoyed it, follow me on Instagram at Aquila Sky Official. Follow me on TikTok, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.